Hey! It would appear that I've just started my video off again by waving my hand. I do apologise. Let me just put my glasses on because ain't nobody needs to see these days. Yeah, something's just happened to me, so I thought I'd talk about this. No, fuck it, I can't do it with my glasses on. I thought that I'd talk about this first, and then I'll get on to what the video is actually meant to be about, right? I've just seen a post on Facebook from a group called Guess My Ethnicity or something like that, right? And I've gone onto my messages to see if anybody had messaged me, and it's come up that this place has, this group has all these chats, and I'm like, well, why is that in my I've not messaged anybody, what's going on? So I went in there. I'm so sorry. You're going to think I'm weird, but I am. So, yeah. So I went in there and just had a look what was going on, because it said they got 322 chats. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I clicked on it and it got all like fucking ethnicities, right? But it said Afghans like right there in front of my face. And if I know that I'm come down as racist, mate, but I love me a fucking Afghan, right? So I'm like, whoa. I don't, right? So I clicked on it. I thought, oh, Afghans. You know, it's a big theme. It's a theme at the minute, is Afghans. So I thought I'd click the word Afghans and see. And there was a photograph of a sexual act. So I scrolled up a little bit, right? And there was another photo of a sexual act. And I think the last one was posted like recently. There's about 3. And then as you go up, somebody English is going like, what is this group even? I thought, you know, like it was like how we could speak to different people from different ethnicities. And look at it, that's what I was after as well. I love Afghans. Fascinating creatures. And is they're easy on the eye, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? This guy that I met in Leicester Town Centre, who was an Afghan, he had been here 8 months in June. Oh God, stunning. So I was like, oh, there's going to be some, I don't know. I was straight in there with asking him questions that I had at the time. Now we have different questions. But I have been asking them of my new, I call them friends. The people that I've spoken to are Pakistani Muslims. You know, asking questions, getting answers. Or not getting answers, you can't. Anyways, there is a point to this fucking thing. There is a point, yeah. So it looks. I didn't scroll up very far. I just scrolled up to where this person had said that, and I think somebody else had said, like, what the fuck's going on? So I put the comment, what did I write? Oh. What in the ever-loving fuck did I just walk into is what I put. So, and I'm fascinated. You know, like I love conversations with people of other ethnicities. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my YouTube content is my conversations with African scammers, for example. Go watch them. I do this shit so you don't have to. But like, we're taught not to look at people. We're not taught not to speak. Do you know what I mean? If the government had their way, I wouldn't be asking questions of Muslims. I wouldn't be trying to get to know Muslims if the government had their way. It's a red not to look. Anyways, so yeah, I'll keep you updated if it happens with the Afghans, but it does appear that it's just a load of horny Afghan men sharing porn with each other. But like I said, I didn't scroll up very far. I scrolled up until somebody else thought the same thing as me, and that was enough for me. Because I'm assuming that above that is a load of stuff that I'd seen after they'd said this thing. Do you know what I mean? Still no conversation. Tried to start a conversation, nothing, just more porn. Anyways, right, what I wanted to do the video on is two things: Jimmy Kimmel and a suicide attempt in Italy. Now, the suicide attempt in Italy, don't be like perturbed, it's not a tale of woe, right? So I'll just lump it all together. Just basically the fact that, like, you're not allowed to have any humour anymore. The humour police are in force. So Jimmy Kimmel, pardon me, I have been drinking cider. There will be some wind. At least you can't smell it. Why I don't have many followers, I will never know. But I have less followers if you're in the same airspace. Nobody follows me, mate. Can't bear the stench. So yeah, so Jimmy Kimmel, from what I saw an article. I'm English, in case anybody watching wasn't aware. Saw an article, Jimmy Kimmel's been cancelled, right? And there was a video within this news article that I saw. Can't remember who it was by. But it was mainstream media that had posted this particular clip. And the clip that they'd posted literally just showed, right? If there's more to this, please, please, please educate me, right? I can only give my opinion. Oh, by the way, disclaimers, these are just my thoughts and opinions, and also I swear. Forgot that bit. So yeah, so like I can only give my opinion on what I've seen. This is why I don't lie to anybody, because I want everybody to base their opinion on me based on the facts that they see before them and me being genuine, and then you know you can trust me, and rest is history, right? Carry on. So just dies. So basically, what I saw on this video is Jimmy Kimmel played a video of Donald Trump on his front lawn. So none of this is Jimmy Kimmel yet. I'll get to the Jimmy Kimmel bit in a bit. All Donald Trump so far, right? He's there on the lawn, bloke with a microphone, Mr. President. I'm paraphrasing, I don't know what the exact words, right? But you get the gist. Mr. President, what do you think about the tragic shooting of your good friend Charlie Kirk? Now, the fact that I don't follow this stuff, right? So, like, literally, I don't know how good friends they were. I don't know how close they were. But he said good friend, like, of the akin of, you know, like, he didn't just say your friend. There was a word prefix in that. I'm pretty sure of it, right? What is out there if you want to go look. It's not going to have been changed by now. So, yeah, what do you think of it? Like, and literally, Donald Trump said something like a cursory, yeah, really bad. But anyway, it was Loki. He did a Loki, man. Except for but whatever, like, but, he's like, oh yeah, have you noticed over there, all the building work? They're building a ballroom on the White House. We've been asking that for 72 years or however long, and like, I finally got it done, and it's gonna be the best ballroom, and like all of this fandango, and like, yeah, great ballroom. And then it cuts back to Jimmy Kimmel. I may have missed a bit, I may miss lots of bits. Cuts back to Jimmy Kimmel, who says the akin of, that is not someone mourning the loss of a friend. That's a kid mourning the loss of his goldfish. And he was 100% right in saying that. Because that's how kid, like, it's like, it's like, oh, comes home from school, oh, snowy. I know that's probably a cat, but like, goldfish, fuck it, you know, can identify. So that's Snowy, let me feed Snowy, Mummy. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Snowy's gone. And it's like, no, Mr. Snowy, can I have a sandwich? That is how toddlers behave. That is what Donald Trump did. Thus far, what the fuck did Jimmy Kimmell do wrong? That's exactly what Donald Trump did. He did not address the death of his friend. He literally just went, oh yeah, really bad. Oh, look at this thing over here. Look over there. That fandango, the politician, look over there. Oh, I can't remember what season of Drag Race it was, or what that girl's name, that queen's name was, but that look over that, we were in fucking talks, mate. And cock on. If you know, you know, really. If you don't, never mind. You really don't need to. So yeah, so I'm like, you know, like that was a funny gag because it was observational humour. He took an actual observation of an actual happening and said and made it funny out of it. What did he do wrong? The other thing where it's like, you know, right, this one. And if you've got to 11 minutes, then I fucking love you. And that don't happen very often. So you're one of the chosen. You're a special one. And I'll make you something. I'll make you a badge. Like, literally. I've said that for years. I'll make you a badge. If you want to say Kids badge. I have made 2 over the years. But if you want one, mate, I'll make you one. On Temu, probably fucking get some. You won't believe my Temu haul, but that's for a different day. Oh, by the way, I was going to go live with this one, and I didn't know whether I'd actually do it or whatever. Yeah, I just basically decided to do a video instead. It's not as easy. It's way easier to go live. And like I say, if anybody ever wants me to go live, just say, give me a time. As long as it's not before lunchtime, my time, I'll be on, mate. Let's have a natter. Or if you want to come on TikTok. Anyways, right. So the other thing, I got to teach my son the art of comedy, I think, right? Now I'm going to sound proper at my own arse. But I think I made a gag here, right? I don't know whether, right. So this is the story that I saw, and it's by The Sun, and it is published on the 16th of September. So 3 days ago. 4, technically now, right? It is a really sad story. And I'm so sorry but I will tell you the story and then we'll go for the gag afterwards, which had to be done, in my personal opinion. Plunge tragedy. Suicidal pensioner survives balcony plunge after landing on a woman who was tragically killed while cushioning his fall. A woman was killed after a pensioner jumped from a 4th floor apartment, landing on her and surviving the fall. Francesca Mano, 83, bless her, and R.I.P. Francesca, you little darling. Thank you, like, for... And I think it's what she would have wanted to know, that, like, we've giggled. And I make no apologies, you know, because we're a safe space. They're in Italy. I ain't... Nobody's, you know, like, none of my videos go viral, right? The likelihood of anybody involved in this case actually seeing what I've got to say, or the jokes I'm making... Like, literally, I don't have a platform, right, to be worried about, but I'd still fucking say it. No, I wouldn't say it, not if the family knew. No, I wouldn't. No, you don't do that, man. But don't know these people. Completely different country, never going to meet, never going to hear what I'm saying. 99% chance they're never going to hear what I'm saying. You watch somebody send them now. Yeah. But Francesca Mano, bless her, 83, that's the age my mum was when she died, tragically died while walking through the courtyard of the building in northern Italy. A 70-year-old man fell onto... Oh, no, that's a picture. Right, let's do the picture thing. Right, let's see what the size of this guy. He's not a little guy, but he's not a big guy either. That's the guy there. That's the one, I'm assuming. You know, the one not dressed up as a cop. Them fancy pants. You seen them fancy pants? And a quiff. Fucking Elvis. She don't have fancy pants, mind you. Her pants are quite tight. Anyways, that's the dude. Fell directly onto Mismano in the Baggio district of Milan on Sunday afternoon at around 6 p.m. local time. The man had climbed over his balcony railing in the building where both he and Mismano lived, according to Corriere Milano. Got that right? I'll give me the money myself. In the intermediate aftermath, investigators feared it was a double suicide, with the couple having jumped together. The Italian newspaper reports. I've not read this far down, but yeah, by the way. But the military later confirmed that the man and woman were strangers. It is now understood, not so much anymore. Like when I was talking to my son earlier on, I will forget this. It's like she's got his place in heaven now. And then my son went like, and basically he's just committed murder now, so you're never going to see him again. And then it took me a while to twig on that it's like he committed murder, so he's going to hell. But there you go. It's now understood that the man had attempted suicide and that Miss Mano's death was a result of a tragic accident. Passerby alerted emergency services who rushed to the scene. Passerby. Though paramedics attempted to revive Ms. Mano, she was tragically pronounced dead in the courtyard. Witnesses said she appeared to have taken the full force of the man's fall. I'm so sorry. I was fucking... It's because of the visual images. If you've seen A Fish Called Wanda, you know, like, if you know, you know. You remember the Yorkshire Terriers, mate? We've had a conversation. I've educated him as to the plot of Fish Called Wanda. Thanks for your service, Michael Palin. I'm never going to meet him. They're never... The man was found... Look at me when we fucking... Like it matters, mate. I've got spots fucking everywhere at the minute. I've started having my face waxed. Fun fact, if you've watched this foreign, put, you get your face waxed. And, yeah, like to drop an Easter egg now and again. The man was found conscious and transported to Niguarda Hospital with multiple leg fractures. Doctors later confirmed that he was not in a life-threatening condition. Carabinieri officers from the Radio Mobile Unit and the San Cristoforo station. Sorry, I had a conversation forward in my head there that we didn't get to. Said that there was no doubt his fall was a suicide attempt. 70-year-old has since been charged with involuntary manslaughter and remains under investigation. Italy is also mourning the tragic death of a promising 15-year-old figure skater. What the fuck? No, thank you. Let's continue with that. I fucking... Oh, carry on, come on. You've only just fucking read it. You are Francesca. It's my niece's name apart from anything else. One of her nieces. Don't know nothing about her. Dad don't like me. Like, only got on with 2 of my 4 brothers, and the 2 that I got on with, I did. Yeah. So basically, that's the story that I read. The way that I went up and told it to Corey, my son, is I went like, oh God, just saw this news article, babe. He's like, yeah. I'm like, in Italy, this 70-year-old man has just thrown himself off a 4th balcony. He had a balcony and it was 4 floors up, and he just chucked himself off to commit suicide. And he's like, oh no. And I'm like, But he survived. And he's like, what? And I'm like, unfortunately, the 83-year-old woman he landed on didn't do so well, and that is where the fucking joke needs to land, mate. And I hope that she would want people to make a gag out of that, man, because it's an obvious gag, surely. But it's a way better way to tell the story. And I really, but we've just spoken for hours about this. Well, not hours, but an hour. And had an hour and a half we've spoken. At least half an hour of it has been about this. And like, we've been like, well, what's he going through? And it was like, so like, he might be suicidal, right? Because he's just lost his business. His wife's left him. Like a scammer just rinsed his bank account and he's got nothing left. And then basically now he's got a manslaughter charge, and it's like, not only are you not going to be allowed to die, mate, but I'm going to torture you further while you're alive. I want to know this man's story. I want to know more about this. I want to lay flowers on Francesca's grave, bless her. Not the, oh good God, that sounded horrible. But Miss Mano. Francie, let's call her Francie Mano. Ms. Mano, let's call her Ms. Mano, because I don't like having to say names of people that I know, that's just weird. But yeah, like, I hope that people don't get cancelled if they do come out with the obvious gags. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's quite, you know, like it's a little bit sad. But I have been sitting on this video all day. Got to tell you this extra story, right? Because fuck it. Talking to myself, I was just explaining it to my son that, like, this is why I do this. This is how I've always done this. Doesn't matter if anybody's listening. Doesn't matter if anybody's watching. At some point in time, somebody might be. And if not, I'm having fun. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so, and best outcome is that you're seeing that, like, being nice does actually make nice things happen in your world. I'm hopefully proving that. Anyways, right, so I've got this friend, let's call him Pablo, right? On Facebook, right? Because I am in this bounce call group, right? Bounce call group. I'm not like it's not a group. I'm not in a group. I do not bounce. DJs who play on a page. It's a page. That's it. It's a page. Bounce call, right? And there's a guy in there, Pablo, right? I call him Pablo. He's gonna hate me, but I can't remember what his actual real name is. But on Facebook, his name is Guy Incognito. And so, like, I'm like, oh, sounds a bit Pablo Escobar. And we have this Pablo Escobar and conversation, and it stuck. So now I call him Pabs, right? Dude's obsessed with Scooter. So, and tonight, oh God, how many DJs played? 3, I think. I don't know, right? But everybody played some Scooter for Pabs, right? Obsessed with Scooter. He comes in, Scooter. Everybody plays. Now I ain't saying I dislike Scooter, right? And I fucking love him for fuck 2020. It was an anthem, mate. Scooter for life, for that and whatever. But I ain't the biggest fan. I find it a bit daft. And I just had a conversation with Corey, actually. Well, you'll find out why. Where I was like, you know, like they did the one where it was, I'm gonna get the years wrong, but it was like in 1992 we started or whatever. In 1994 we're still on the case, and I was like, that has to be a gag. So hopefully we'll just find out how much Pad loves me, won't we? See if he watches any of my videos. Because if you're there, Pabs, you can put it in the comments, either in here or on Facebook. I ain't fussy. Send me a voice note, I don't care. Just as long as I know. So, Pabs was going on about Scooter. Everybody in the thing's playing Scooter. We're sat outside, having this big old fucking conversation, about, not least, about the poor chap that killed an 83. But so many ways, angles that you could go with this. 83-year-old woman killed by, actually, they went with the man, patriarchy. But yeah, like, it's like, oh, 70-year-old suicidal man. Poor old Francesca. Run with Francesca, mate. Ms. Mano deserves the headline. 83-year-old tragically taken out by a fat bastard with no will to live. I'm sorry, I am also a fat bastard, and I understandably will accept that ridicule myself, because trust me, I give myself shit tons of it. But this guy now has got, it was suicidal. His world must have been pretty bad. And now he's got the death of a little old lady on his plate. I really hope that somebody is looking out for this man's mental health by this point. Because he got to the point where he couldn't take no more. Which was, you know, nobody can fucking prepare for, to be fair. You have to go out and ask for help. And the system isn't, I don't know about Italy, but in England, the system is designed to not help. For example, I've, like, literally since the age of 8 when my dad died, massive fucking every day of my life fear of dying. Right? Sometimes it gets really bad. Been on antidepressants as I was in my early 20s. Tried to come off just before my mum died. Mum died. Went straight, but well, I came off them before my mum died. Mum died. Straight back in there. Panic attacks, the fucking lot. In my line of work, you'd think I wouldn't have any fear of this, right? I have an actual theory of what happens. Now, fuck it, 27 minutes in, nobody's here. What I think happens is that basically, to your consciousness, you're just in a dream. You just continue to dream. I think that is the most logical, scientific way to look at it. Do you know what I mean? Just you disappear or you go to heaven, or that, like, I just think that it's a dream state. That's what heaven is. And I think ain't got as far as hell yet, but do have a massive theory tied into videos that I did right back at the beginning, that I think that literally if you're sent back here and you don't learn your lessons, that at some point in time your energy is just recycled and you're never going to come back. It will just be like, right, let's just nullify this energy back to zero and let that that specimen keep trying to grow until you get it, so that, you know, like, we don't know how it works. Just spitballing with you and shutting myself up really fucking quickly. So yeah, let me know what you think. Like, literally, if you have made it all the way through, I owe you a bevy. But if there's nobody watching at this point in time, that doesn't matter. All that matters is that the energy is being put out there. And at some point in time, it will be the right time. I don't think that it's the right time yet. Like, you know, I've been doing this for, like, coming up, like, it's over a decade and a half. And I have watched people grow. And I'm watching a lot of people grow at the minute. But it's like, literally, what are they growing into that you have to worry about? You know, like, you have to have some kind of plan that's not just elect somebody into a position here. We have to go up there or nothing will change. They are my enemy. Alright, and I love them too. Do you know what I mean? If I met one, I'd give them a huddle, a cuddle, I'd give them a kiss, I'd give them the time of day. It's what they're doing that is abhorrent and always has been. And I think that the public deserves to know that, personally. I think that what I've been taught, that what I was predominantly taught, and still continues now, at the beginning of my journey, proper fucking magic happened, mate. And now I suppose it's just that I'm so used to it that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, little things happen now. Oh, Scooter, right? So, going on about Paps, right? And he just loves Scooter, and everybody's playing Scooter. And anyways, I'm sat outside with Corey, and when we're watching we like to stargaze and have a little nap, right? And we have different airplanes. This was the other fucking mate. Like, if you're still there, you deserve the fucking ending, right? Because we don't use the word hate. I haven't used the word hate in decades, right? Since I put myself on the experiment, and I've found that, like, if you say the word hate, you hate more, right? If you don't use language like that, if you don't talk angry, you don't feel that stuff inside. So that's part of the experiment that I put myself on. I banned the word hate from our house, right? Like, not in a, you'll get a thing. Like, my punishment with the kids was tickle foo, right? So if anybody would say hate, I'd just go, my fingers feel funny. And they go, seriously dislike. And if they didn't get it, they get the tickle foo. Because, like, it's an attack, right? But it ain't harming anybody. But trust me, mate, my sons are like, one's 23 this year, one's 24, one's 25. My sons are 23 and 25. But their best mate sort of lived with us for 6 years when he was younger. And he's like 24. And, oh, fuck, we've done it. Oh, fuck, we've done it again. Right, I'm going because I've not drink. If anybody comments on this at all, I'll come to... No, actually, what I'll do, when I watch it back tomorrow, when I'm sober, or later on, I don't know, flying caution to the wind at the minute, do not give two shits. Oh, yeah, so basically we have shooters, right? We have movers, flyers, and shooters. That's it. The hate thing, that's a whole separate aerial phenomenon that we have named that I will tell you about if you want to. No, if you want to know. But basically, and I saw a shooting star. And I put it there and went, shooter! And that was the entire punchline for that fucker. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you for being here. Please come back. Never forget, I love you all. Bye.